Pete Monfre. Your moment of clarity is right now. I hate the word consultant. I bet you do too. As a kid, nobody thinks, I'm going to grow up to be a consultant. Most people think a consultant is a guy that lost his job. The sad fact is, in a lot of cases, that's probably true. Now, consulting as a profession is a legitimate path for many former executives, and I know a lot who are just brilliant in their subject matter and do really well bringing value to clients. But the word consultant has a bad connotation because the former far outnumber the latter. This is why, and I'm not kidding here, almost every client I've ever engaged told me the story of at least 5 guys before me that were terrible failures. I'm not saying that people set out to be bad consultants. I'm saying that being a subject matter expert and delivering value as a consultant are really 2 different things. To be successful, you've got to bring both of those skill sets to the table. To be honest, it took me a good number of years to understand this idea of how to provide value in an advisory capacity to companies. This is really the missing link between client satisfaction and consulting's bad reputation. So here are my top 5 ways to deliver tangible value for consultants. Have some structure. Be able to define how you solve problems. I find that being able to whiteboard the process of how I work really helps clients see how they'll arrive at a solution. And you can keep the client in that process and rein them in so you make sure that they get there. Paper it up. Make sure you use a letter of agreement, get signatures, use scope of work documents to keep everybody on the same page. It seems like a formality, really, really important. Communicate regularly. Don't run off into a corner and do your thing and come back. Collaborate with clients as much as possible, so let them in on your process. Don't overpromise. I find clients like honesty a lot more than they like hype. Focus on solving the problem. Work fast collecting information and doing analysis, but don't get trapped there. Put the focus on implementation and make sure that you keep your client focused on implementation. If you're a B2B service company or you sell in a consultative fashion or you advise customers, you really are a consultant. Whatever word you use, I prefer the word advisor. Make sure that you're looking at both aspects of how to bring value to your client. Not just your subject matter expertise, but how to deliver real value and move that client forward. Every week I'll deliver sales and marketing insights right to your inbox if you sign up at claritymarketingsupport.com/blog.